Hello, hello and welcome everyone to our Mount Shasta Chela gathering. And it's so lovely to see these beautiful faces in front of me and have these beautiful people joining us on Zoom. So we thought this morning we would begin by just going around the room and introducing ourselves. And you can actually, I think motivation, I think it's always nice to check in with motivation. What's motivated us to be here? And why are we here? And so I'll begin. Let's see, okay. So I'll begin. My name is Donna, and I'm the organizer, along with Anthea. And my motivation is just to be with people in person, and then we had this opportunity to have different speakers come, so we could learn different things from different people. Scott's here, and other people are coming, and so we're sharing. I'll go on a little bit further, and the theme for our gathering is love and unity, and that's what I'm going to be talking about. And such a marvelous topic, love and unity. So yeah, I'm very motivated to be here to just to be in the energy, the group energy. And because we know when two or more are gathered in my name, or in our name, or in our presence name, it's just exponential. So, all right. So who's next? We'll go around. John, do you want to go next?
Sure. My name is John. I live in Lake Shasta here. My motivation to be here is to help expand the life throughout the planet.
Thank you, John. Welcome. Gary.
I'm Gary from Phelan, California, which is Southern California. And I'm here to learn and to experience and to spend time with all these lovely chelas.
Great. Welcome, Gary. Thanks for making the effort. It's a long drive.
I'm Terry. I'm Terry's wife in California. My motivation is also to come and meet all these beautiful chelas in person, and just to be a part of the energy and to be of service always.
Can you hear us okay?
I hope so.
Terry's next.
Right,
Yeah.
I'm Morel. I've come from Portland. It was quite a long drive, as it turned out. I'm here because I was confident it would be a lovely Sangha, community of like-minded people, and that's quite difficult to find in Portland. And I'm here to learn, always anxious to learn.
Yeah, well, welcome. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm here to deepen in my spiritual practice and learn and grow and expand my consciousness.
Yes, indeed. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you.
And so I'm Anthea, and Donna and I were talking about this years ago. Remember, Donna? And so we're here, and here we all are. It was just such a wonderful opportunity, and wonderful to be with all these marvelous souls, and just sharing the wonderful information from our beloved ascended masters about our own eye presence and how we can bring in the golden age of Sage Germain. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Dave, and I'm here for love, connection, and to be of service. And I live in Dunsmere, which is about 30 minutes away.
Welcome, Dave. You're welcome.
My name is Jeanette. I'm from Fresno, California, and I'm here to be able to meet with everybody in person in oneness and love, and just to soak it all in.
Welcome.
I'm Scott Guthrie. I'm from Portland. And it's just a wonder for me to get together with like-minded people and just be around the sense of community which means so much to me that I don't really have that feeling in Portland. So it's really wonderful to come close to Mount Shasta and take that all in also. But I'm just happy for the community.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Linda True, recently moved here a year ago, and my motivation is meeting like-minded people.
Mhm. Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Carola, and my motivation is also to be with like-minded people and deepen my spiritual understanding, listen to different contributions on this topic. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Great. So we introduced each other. Put this back. Okay, I just heard somebody pinging, so let's all put our phones on
Thank you.
whatever it is that you put them on.
Sleep.
Sleep. Yes. Mute. Yes, in fact, I might just turn mine off. Okay, because I don't need that. Oops. Right. So we're gonna start our meditation here.
As long as I disconnected, ready to connect.
This thing talks, it's annoying. Okay. Okay, so let's just relax. I don't know if Terry's where she is. So let's just relax and take a few cleansing breaths. And opening our crown chakra at the top of our head. We're going to visualize our presence above us. And just see the silver cord from the heart of our presence coming down through our crown chakra. Opening our crown chakra and coming down to our heart center. In every moment, we're receiving life from our presence. And this is our opportunity to qualify that life at every moment. So we're qualifying it today with love and unity, with love and community. Because we know that our presence is connected to the presence of everyone else. So we can ask our presences to connect us all together. In love, in divine love and divine friendship. That's the order of the new golden age, divine friendships. And we can feel our heart, the light in our heart, expanding with every breath. It's like a fire. From every moment we're giving it breath, the breath of life. And this light is the mighty God within. And let's just rest in the serenity of the mighty God within. Letting go of the outer world. Today we are strengthening our connection to the mighty God within, becoming one with the mighty God within. Where all is peace and harmony. Where all is tolerance, acceptance. Trusting that the mighty God within knows what's best. Not letting our human interfere with that. But somehow we managed to get here today. Because our presence said it was important. So let's take a few moments and feel this connection to the mighty God within, the light expanding within us. And feel its radiation. We can call to the great cosmic beings from the great central sun. To send their radiation. Let's just feel this light within us expanding. We're all becoming a part of this golden light. this light of the mighty I Am presence. All that is. And let's feel this light expanding within this room, filling the room with light. We can run the roots out of our feet into the ground, connecting us to Mother Earth. There's so much light passing through us now. We can send our light down to the earth and send the light out into our community, loving and blessing and thanking all life. We can expand this light to unfold the earth. Connecting to that great light in the center of the earth. And we're blazing the light through our auras and our feelings and our mental, so that the thoughts are just not there. It's just our consciousness, aware of this light, accepting the light. Let's accept this light in every atom, cell, particle of our forms. And as we accept it as part of our forms, we call to Mother Earth to accept it as part of her form. Call to all life to accept the light. Accept the peace. I am a messenger of peace. We call to our presence to fill us with tolerance, acceptance, devotion for the light. For the love. For the peace. I am a child of the light. I love the light. I serve the light. I live in the light. I am directed, illumined, supplied, and sustained by the light. And I bless the light. So I made some notes. We'll see how we do. I completely went off script with that one.
Talk a little bit louder.
Okay. So I said, well, that's why I have the microphone so close. You can't hear it.
It's just a little bit quiet, but it was still beautiful. It was meditation, but maybe when you're giving your presentation, just a little bit louder. Yeah.
Yes, I know that's what happens. I get into the meditation myself. So I hope we're all feeling good, feeling plenty of light. And as I said, the theme for the meeting, for the gathering, is love and unity. And love is the center of the universe around which all things evolve. I am the majestic power of pure love that transcends all human concepts and that opens the door to me to the light within its heart. Jesus said that one. He said it helped him a lot. Words are limiting sometimes, but it's what we have. So I'll do my best. So I thought I would share a little bit of my story, my experience with love and unity, and group work. And so I was raised in a very happy family. My father was a minister, so our lives revolved around the church and all those activities and all those people. And so there were all these personalities and lovely people. And but there were some people that wanted things to be their way. And there were other people that wanted things to be their way. And this I experienced as a young child. I was kind of on the periphery, but I did see it and felt it, certainly. Sure, my dad felt it. And we're learning all these things, you know, with Jesus' teachings, love one another, and well, all, you know, forgiveness and all the marvelous things that we learn. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Anyway, all these marvelous things. And then somehow some people just want things to be their way. And so there would be meetings, the church council. It was always sort of stressful experiences, and then my father was in congregations till I was 12, and then we moved to Wisconsin, and he worked for the Council of Churches because his real love was ecumenical work, to bring the churches together, global Christian unity. And so we worked with them for a while, and but I just saw all these groups and power struggles, really, because that's what happens with humans. They want to be in charge, or they want to have things their way, and so on and so on. And then when I left home and went to college, I stopped going to church. I mean, there was no question of it as a child, but then I just stopped going to church. And then I traveled. After my freshman year, I started traveling, and ended up in, well, not ended up, but one of the places I was in India, which was back in 1970. And just seeing the people there and seeing how different it was, and how the people, the poverty, and it was a real culture shock. Just people lying on the streets at night, a piece of cloth, you know, with the clothes on their back. And I came back from there and I thought, well, I need to be of service in some way. So I went to nursing school in the UK. And anyway, I did that for a while, had some, I ended up moving back to the United States, and they didn't want to recognize what I had done. And anyways, so I ended up not being a nurse. Plus I had some issues with Western medicine. And then I got involved with family and children and so on. And the next thing, I was coming up to 40, and I thought, I have to find my spirit, because I had really lost it. And well, you never lose your spirit, but you just want to, you might just get so involved in the sensory world, as we say. And so then I took a class in channeling, and that was really interesting. It was very nice group work, which really, what I learned was you were connecting with your higher self, and you were connecting really with your presence, although they didn't call it that. And then I got involved with Reiki, did a lot of energy work, and that was my healing, getting back into helping others and doing service and so on with the Reiki work. And then I got involved with Buddhism and got quite friendly with the Rinpoches and their families, and then I saw the same thing going on there as what was going on in the Christian church. I'm like, oh, okay. As my one friend said, you know, I fell in. I got too close to the water and I fell in. And then when the children graduated from college, we had a boat and off we sailed for circumnavigation, and got as far as Ecuador. And I was kind of looking for, I don't know what, I was looking for something. And we were visiting different countries along the way. But I got to Ecuador and I felt like the meek had inherited the earth. And it was a whole different energy there, and there people had their hearts open. And I thought, wow, you know, they don't care about money. They don't care if they're happy with nothing. Or as what we would say, it's not about material. They were happy. And I thought, wow. So I wanted to stay there and learn, you know, from them. And then I got my friend, we had this boat, we were going back and forth and around from Ecuador back to Panama, and our friend in Panama. And that's when I was visiting him, or my husband and I were visiting him, and I found the 80K books, The Law of Life. And I had read Unveiled Mysteries and Magic Presence, but I wasn't ready for it. But then I read The Law of Life, and it really helped me. It just was solid and enough that I could grasp hold of. And it really, like, wow. So then I became very interested in the teachings. And here we are, 15 years later. So I'm not sure why I told you that story, but I thought I would share, because I'm just doing this talk. Peter says, well, because usually I'm more like everything is what I'm going to say, and this is kind of more free form. And he said, just let your presence talk through you. So that's what so you guys are the guinea pigs.
It's a good story, right?
Good story. Okay. So what I learned, okay, so this is what I learned with these groups. And, you know, it's really the feeling. It's not, you know, we just have to connect to the feeling and not really get hung up on this and that details, this mental detail. It has to be this way, or it has to be that way, or, you know, we know we have our presence. And this is the marvelous thing, that we are, you know, God beings in embryo, that we have this opportunity to make something, or to create. Okay, we're creators, that's it. And how are we going to create, and so on. But we also have, like, we're here, this is and even the Zoom folks are, you know, to do some group work, to have community, not just, I mean, yes, we could all go, and I did that. Okay, I was going to share this with you. When I first went to the UK, well, it wasn't first, but I was there trying to figure out my life. After I came back from India, I was all like, well, what am I doing? Where am I going? And I, you know, wanted to do service, and lost my train of thought there for a second. Community. Oh, yes. So I found a place to live, which wasn't easy. And I got into a caravan, which is a little mobile home, because I couldn't find any rental. So this one guy took pity on me, Mr. Patty, in Wales. And because I lived in London for a while, but I just felt like, oh, okay, I'm going to be a hermit because some things happened in London. And I thought, no, I don't want to be around people anymore. I'm 19 years old and I'm going to go and be a hermit. Well, it's not easy to be a hermit. And, but I finally found it, because I wanted a place and nobody could understand it. They didn't want to rent to me. Who are you? And so on. And I wasn't like a holiday. No, I want something. So anyway, this Mr. Perry in Fly, near Wrexham, he took pity on me. Well, I don't know. He was just a nice guy. And so he had a couple of caravans. Mostly everybody owned theirs, but he had one. And so I stayed in this one. And so I'm in there doing my meditations, and a few days passed and I didn't even speak to anyone. I mean, I was a self-contained caravan and I really started going nuts. And my only human contact, there was a little shop, like a half a block away. It wasn't much of a village there, just a shop there. And then over there was the pubs, of course, the Fly Miners Welfare Institute, which was a little, she knows what that is. And it was basically a miners club for drinking. And anyway, but I went to the store and it was the first person I was like, that I'd spoken to for days. And it was, just this short interaction. And I realized that I need people. I'm not just the one to be a hermit. So I need people. And then I ended up, to get a job, I didn't have papers or anything because I was American and British. And of course, they want to give the jobs to British, of course, because all those folks over there need work. And but you could get on an emergency thing at the pub. So you get paid £1 an hour, but I wasn't doing it for the money. It was just to have some social interaction. So I worked over at the pub for a while. And then I met this nice woman across and she was a nurse and she got me connected with the people. And then I went to nursing school and they have a great program over there where you can, they actually pay you. So what to study. And then you're a student for 6 weeks in a block, and then you go work on the wards for 10 weeks. It's a great, great system because you really do the work. You learn how to do it, simple stuff, and then you go practice it. And it's way different than here than learning it all in the classroom. 4 years later, you go, oh, wow, I don't like patients, But this was, to actually do it. And so, yeah, you start with making beds and, changing bedpans. That's part of it. It's, and it's good. It's good training. Anyway, so I learned I need people. And then it's a matter of being diplomatic and being tolerant. My mother was very diplomatic. My father was not. He wasn't a yes man. And he would speak his truth. But I think you can speak your truth, but you just have to speak it in a very tactful way. And then in the end, how important is it? Is the main thing is that certainly for us in this group is that we know about our presence. We love our presence, and everybody's presence is all connected to everybody else's presence. So we're all brothers and sisters, right? We're all children of God, and we're here to get the new golden age started. That's where we're here, and to shine our light and to set an example and to be the light. And then sometimes we get to come with friends and actually talk about these things or not, or just be kind to each other. And yeah, so that's my piece on unity. And maybe it's also my piece on love as well. Divine love, Lady Master Nada, she does marvelous discourses on love. But what I've heard from several of the masters is we have no concept of what this is. Now, for example, Norman, who was a messenger over in South Africa, when he would feel it, he would start to cry because he could just feel emotional, because when he felt that divine love, it just moved him. And I'm sure all of you have had that experience, for when you're working with the teachings and something touches your heart, and it's the masters touching your heart, or it's the divine love, because they have this divine love. And of course, Godfrey writes about it in the books all the time. Well, they all write about it. And so that's what we're seeking. Cosmic light, show us your divine love. Teach us your divine love. And teach us your unity, community. Then the reading we did a couple of weeks ago, they went with Lido over to the sun, the central sun. They went to the sun. Remember, that group went there, and all the beings were there, and everybody was nice and kind and beautiful and tall and loving and kind to each other. And that's it. We're just here now. We got to do it. We got to be just, we're in the earth sun, and we're going to keep our calm no matter what happens, keep our poised, calm at all times, and be the love that we want. You want love, you have to give love. We want love, we give love. We want tolerance, we have to give tolerance. So whatever you want, you have to give it, and then you get it. What you're looking for. So I'm going to actually do a little reading from I Am the Open Door. This is Peter's book. Well, I say it's Peter's book. When Peter was 31 in 1977, he had we've talked about it the other day. We copied him a couple of days ago, but he had just broken off with his twin flame, because he knew that he wouldn't be able to, he had to kind of choose between doing that or doing that. And that was what he was going through. So he was pretty open, and he had spent a lot of time with Pearl and everything. But at this point of his life, I think his heart was very, very open from this experience with the love of his life. And the master, the great divine director, the masters came to him, these masters in the book, in their light bodies. And they said, write down what we're saying. So he was able to do this, to just write it down. It wasn't a channeling, it wasn't automatic writing. He saw them in their light bodies, and they said, write it down. So that's what he did. And there's some really nice discourses in here. John and I went camping a couple of weekends ago, and I brought this book because I read it years ago, but I haven't read it. And I thought, okay, I'm going to bring this book. And he said, okay, we're going to read this. And I said, fine, what do you want? And he said, Godfrey, let's listen to Godfrey. And I probably wouldn't have chosen that, but it's really, really great. Because, well, the reason I think it's great is because we've read the Godfrey books, from Unveiled Mysteries and Magic Presence. And so we know about his experiences, and he was here not so long ago in physical form. And so anyway, this is Discourse 4 by Godfrey Ray King. Dear hearts, let me talk to you today about something that many of you I know have wondered about, that have heard of me and the work that I was privileged to carry out in my last earthly embodiment under Saint Germain, before I raised my outer garment into my eternal body of light in the Ascended Master Octave, from where I speak to you now. I did not actually raise my flesh form, but with the divine assistance which the new dispensation of light we are now entering permits, I was able to raise my other vehicles that exist independent of the flesh form into their eternal perfection. And that is a privilege which many of you will have, and indeed the privilege of raising the flesh form as well. For we, and I say we, for are not all that love this planet one great family? We are now entering a cycle in which the great cosmic light shall expand to such a degree that the great light shall make it easier for those that love the light. And that light will become so intense as to seem to actually intrude in all life and all human relationships. Soon you will be finding those old human relationships becoming divine relationships, those old human cares and worries lifted from your shoulders, and the very air you breathe, the food you consume, and the very substance of your forms charged with that light. How glorious that will be. Can you see it now, dear hearts? Can you not already feel the love, the harmony, the peace and wisdom that will prevail, that shall govern o'er the earth in supreme dominion ere long? And I think a lot of us felt it last night when we were here with the food and with the community. It was just felt so divine. I think we're feeling it now too. Yes. And in that new era, fast approaching, you will not wish to leave the earth. Is that a surprise to those of you who are clamoring so for your immediate ascension? Well, it should not be a surprise to you who are really applying the law, living the law, and moving into the conscious, active, harmonious dominion of your great God flame, the I am. For as you make your sincere application, you begin to feel the great uplifting force and raising activity of that great God flame. And you will very soon feel that light intensifying in every part of your beings and worlds. Now, although this light would seem to intrude itself upon you, know that it will not enter your life or world unless you let it in, and unless you request it to do so. We have to ask. Ask and it is given. Ask for the light. That's what we just did. Know that it will not enter your life or world unless you let it in, and unless you request it to do so, for you have free will, and your great God self would certainly not take back from you or interfere in any way with that which was its own precious gift to you, your own freedom to choose what you will be. We get to choose what we will be. For know this, dear ones, once and for all time, that God will not force himself upon you. Only your sincere desire and call will draw that presence to you. And I say, if any are skeptical, why don't you try it? Just try it, dear hearts. And you will see that I know that of which I am talking. It is funny. Have you ever wondered how the blessed child knows so many things without anyone having told him? Is it strange then that you should be able to do the same thing as a child? You all were, if I am not mistaken, children once, or perhaps some feel that they have advanced so far now that they need not admit it. Well, anyway, I have always marveled at how a child that really wants to know something will sit down and have a conversation with himself until he understands what it is that he wants to know. And just whom do you suppose that self is that the child gets his answer from without having an inkling of who it is? Why, of course, it is his own God self. It is so simple. You too must attain this simplicity if you will be master, if you would be master. And did not one great master say, you must become as little children if you would enter into the kingdom of heaven? Notice how that child, if he does not get the answer to his satisfaction, has no compunction about going to another child or adult and saying, will you help me? And so should you ever feel toward us, who are your elder brothers, that you can always ask us for assistance. First, call to your own God self. Then, if that for which you have called in all sincerity is not forthcoming, do not hesitate to call on us. For to ones that are sincere, we are always present. And I may tell you that I am present now to you, that desire to know more of this great law, the I am, which is the only law which ever was, is, or shall be. However, I would ask, dear hearts, that before you start calling me, you spend some time understanding the meaning of my name. Then you will know who I am and what the nature of the activity is that it is my privilege to represent to the earth. You see, I am is a free ray of light from God. And I am the full ascended consciousness of that ray, full dominion, for the light of God is king. So you see, when you call on me, you are really calling on your own divinity. And when you call on your own God presence, you are calling on me. For in the consciousness of the individual ray that each one is, we are one. That ray is God, of one mind, rays from the one central sun. And so in helping you to realize that inherent divinity, I may be of special assistance to each and every one of you. And it is my great privilege to be so. Though I would ask when you call on me and others of the ascended host, you first affirm that individual God ray that you are, I am. Then, second, the presence of the particular master whose assistance you desire. And the way I request you to do that is through the affirmation, I am. Say, I am the presence of Godfrey Ray King. You see, in this way, through affirming your own self first, you are affirming your own individual godhood, which makes possible whatever divine quality you have called to manifest itself in and through you. In this way, you expand your own God flame rather than leaning on outside presence, leaning on an outside presence, which would only keep you dependent and weaken you, which we will not allow to happen. Remember, dear hearts, we are your brothers, sisters too, for of course there are many feminine masters, and your acceptance of us opens our avenues of assistance to you. However, we will not do your work for you. Let me make that very plain. And there is no way that we could do your work for you any more than when you are hungry, we could say, we shall eat a meal for you. It just wouldn't do, would it? You would still be hungry. And so neither can the suffering of one brother who suffered on a cross alleviate your suffering now, except that you apply his teaching, learn by his example, accept his love, and become one with that same Father, the I am presence, as did our beloved Jesus. who later became known as the Christ, and who is here with me now. However, I, Godfrey Ray King, am the full acceptance and dominion of that Christ, God presence, that Jesus was, and that you can be too. I am God in action, which special consciousness is my gift to you, a crystal chalice. And as I am is the consciousness of the Christ, I give to you that crystal chalice of the living Christ, that you may drink from it and attain your own eternal victory forever. I thank you.
Lovely. Thank you.
So let's just take a moment to visualize this crystal chalice of Godfrey's in our heart. And just feel it being filled. I am the presence of Godfrey Ray King. I am the presence of God, free, the Ray that is King. I am the presence of Jesus the Christ. So I thank you. You can stay in that space, which is lovely. We'll close the meeting for now, and we'll be opening it up shortly for our next presentation.